I didn't expect him to say so composed. I thought there'd be more emotion, maybe even yelling. But instead, he seemed drained of passion, and it hurt in ways I hadn't imagined possible. It wasn't just about the engagement ending, it felt like he'd stopped caring about me altogether. Hi, I'm Andy. Maggie and I have been together for 3 years, engaged for the last one, and our wedding is just 6 months away. Honestly, everything's been going great. Maggie's amazing, funny, smart, and uniquely herself. You know that feeling someone gives you like you're the luckiest guy alive? That's what she does for me. And yeah, I've always thought she's absolutely beautiful. She's not the kind of woman who spends ages in front of a mirror or layers on makeup. She's just Maggie, natural and stunning in her own way. So we're out having dinner at this little Italian place we both love. It's the kind of spot where the tables are so close you can hear your neighbor's entire conversation. The garlic bread there, unreal. Maggie's quiet, just poking at her pasta, and I figure she's about to bring up something wedding. Maybe her mom's stressing her out again, or we need to go over the seating chart one more time. I'm already preparing my usual calm down, babe, we've got this speech. Instead, she looks up, dead serious, and says, Andy, I've been thinking, I want to get my boobs done. I'm mid bite of lasagna and almost choke. Wait, what? She gives me this look like I'm slow. You know, a boob job, just a little bigger. I just sit there staring at her, blinking like an idiot. Why? I finally ask. She leans back, calm as ever, like she's practiced saying this 100 times. I've been considering it for a while. I think it'd make me feel more confident, you know? Plus, I'd look better in dresses. And, she adds with a little smile, you'd probably like it too. Here's the thing, I love Maggie, but this completely blindsided me. She's never mentioned anything like this before. I try to laugh it off. Mags, I do like it. I mean, I like you. Why mess with that? She sighs like I'm just not getting it. Andy, it's not about you. It's about me. I want to feel good about myself. I get it, wanting to feel better about yourself. But this isn't like getting a new haircut or buying a pair of shoes. It's surgery, real surgery. And the kicker? She expects me to pay for it. Wait, I say, putting my fork down. You're serious? Of course I'm serious, she replies, as if I'm the one being unreasonable. It's not a big deal. Tons of women do it. But Maggie, I begin, trying to tread carefully, you don't need it. You're already amazing, just as you are. I mean it. She shakes her head. You are sweet, but this isn't about what you think. It's about how I feel. And right now, I feel like something's missing, like I'm not enough. That hits me hard. Not enough? I've spent the past 3 years trying to show her she's everything to me, and now she's telling me she doesn't believe it? Okay, I say slowly. But have you really thought this through? Surgery isn't something you just decide on a whim. It's expensive, it's risky, and it's permanent. What if you end up not liking it? I'll love it, she says confidently. Andy, this is about me. If you love me, you'll support me. And there it was, the classic guilt trip. Sure, I love her, but this just doesn't feel right. Maggie, I say, leaning forward, can I ask you something? Is this really about you, or is it about other people? Like, are you doing this because you genuinely want it, or because you think other people will like you more if you do? Her expression hardens. What's that supposed to mean? I'm just saying, I reply carefully, you're incredible as you are. If this is about confidence, maybe there's another way, like therapy or something. She scoffs, like I've just insulted her. Therapy? Are you kidding me, Andy? This isn't some deep psychological issue. It's just a boob job. Exactly, I say, my voice rising slightly. It's just a boob job, something you don't need to feel good about yourself. You're already amazing. Why can't you see that? She looks away, and for a second, I think maybe I've gotten through to her. But then she speaks again, softer this time. I just, I want to feel better about me, about how I look. Is that so wrong? And now I'm stuck. Because no, it's not wrong to want to feel good about yourself. But the way she's going about it, it just doesn't sit right with me. Not for her, not for us. We finish dinner in tense silence. I pay the bill and we walk to the car. The whole time, I'm replaying the conversation in my head. This isn't over, not by a long shot. But for now, I keep my mouth shut because, honestly, what do you even say to something like this? Let me shift perspectives for a moment. I'm Maggie, and yes, I want a boob job. It's not because I'm insecure or anything like that. I just want to walk into a room and own it, to turn heads and make people notice me. And yeah, I want Andy to feel it too, to feel proud to have me on his arm. So the other night, I decided to bring it up. We're at dinner, and I just go for it. And I just go for it. And do you remember how amazing I'd look with bigger boobs? He almost chokes on his pasta. What? He says, like I just asked him to rob a bank. You heard me, I say, grinning, trying to keep it light. Picture it, me with a little more up top. We go to a party, and suddenly everyone's noticing. You're the guy with the gorgeous fiancée, and everyone's jealous. Andy looks at me like I've lost my mind. Maggie, you're already gorgeous. You don't need to change anything. And I love him for that. I really do. But it's not just about what he sees. I know you think that, I say, leaning in, but it's not about you. It's about how I feel when I look in the mirror. Honestly, I think I could feel more confident, more fake, he interrupts. And I swear my jaw almost hits the table. Fake? I shoot back. Is that what you think? That wanting to look a certain way makes me fake? No, I'm just saying, he tries, you don't need to change for other people. He seemed to be trying to backpedal, saying it's not about other people. I pushed back, knowing that wasn't completely true, but unwilling to admit it. For me, it was about feeling good in my own skin. And sure, if others noticed, why should that be a bad thing? He just stared at me, looking unsure of what to say, so I pressed on. Think about it, I said, trying a new angle. When we go out, wouldn't you love knowing every guy in the room is looking at me and wishing they were you? Wouldn't it make you proud to have the most stunning woman there? Andy shook his head. Maggie, I don't need other guys to notice you to feel proud. I already feel that way. It was sweet, sure, but it missed the point. It's not just about you, Andy, I replied. I want to feel that pride too. I want to feel like the woman who stands out, who owns the room when she walks in. He sighed, rubbing his temples like I was exhausting him. This just doesn't seem like you, he said. You've never cared about this kind of stuff before. That's not true, I argued. I've just never said it out loud. But I see it all the time. My friends getting work done and feeling amazing afterward, like Jenna with her Brazilian butt lift. She's glowing. Or Sophie with her lip fillers. She seems so much more confident now. Andy still looked skeptical, but I continued. It's not just about how they look, it's about how they carry themselves. They feel great and it shows. I want that too. He looked like he was about to say something, but instead he just took another bite of his food, so I kept going. Look, Andy, I'm not saying this is something I need, but it's something I want. And I think it could be great for both of us. Imagine how amazing our wedding photos would look. Imagine how good you'd feel knowing your fiance is happy and confident. Finally, he looked up at me and said quietly, I just don't get it. Why isn't my opinion enough? Why isn't it enough that I think you're beautiful? That stung because it wasn't that his opinion didn't matter, it did, but this was bigger than just him. Your opinion matters, I told him, but so does mine. And right now, I feel like this is something I need to do for myself, not for you, not for anyone else, just for me. He nodded, but I could tell he wasn't convinced. And honestly, I wasn't sure if he ever would be. I couldn't hold back anymore. Maggie had been going on and on about how the surgery would make her feel more confident and turn heads, and I'd had enough. The idea that she needed to change her body to feel better about herself, or worse, to grab attention from other guys, was infuriating. So let me get this straight, I said, my voice sharper than I intended. You want me to pay for you to get a boob job so you can be, what, the center of attention at every party? Maggie, you're already incredible. I love you just the way you are. And now you're telling me that's not enough? That you need every guy in the room to notice you, to feel validated? Her eyes narrowed as she crossed her arms. It's not like that, Andy. I just want to feel more confident in my own body. You know that. I shook my head. No, Maggie, that's exactly what it is. You want guys to look at you like you're some kind of prize, and you want me to pay for it. Don't you see how messed up that is? She rolled her eyes, clearly frustrated. It's not about random guys, Andy. It's about how I feel about myself. I want to feel sexy for us, but also for me. I want to feel like I'm really something special. I let out a short laugh, but there was nothing funny about it. You're already special to me. You're happen to being happy with what we have. I love your body the way it is. Am I supposed to feel proud now because other guys are drooling over your chest? Is that what's going to make us better? Her eyes flashed with anger, but she took a deep breath, trying to stay composed. Andy, if you can't understand why this matters to me, I don't know what to say. I want to be with you, but I also want to be the kind of woman people admire when I walk into a room. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. So that's what this is? You don't want me? You just want to be looked at, to feel desirable? Do you even hear yourself? Stop twisting this into something it's not, she shot back. You're not listening. This is about how I feel. When we go out, I want to feel like I stand out. I want people to notice me. I want to feel like I'm worth more than I do now. I stood up and started pacing, trying to calm myself down. But I was done. Maggie, you're worth more than just how other people see you. Hell, you're worth more than how I see you. But if you think surgery is going to fix whatever you think is broken, you're wrong. She stepped closer, her tone softening like she was trying to reach me. I just want you to be proud of me. You don't get it. If I looked different, if I had bigger breasts, it would make everything better. It would make us feel more complete, more connected. Proud of you? I repeated, the words cutting deeper than I expected. Maggie, I'm already proud of you, but now you're asking me to pay for you to get attention from other people, to feel wanted by other guys. Is that what you think I want? She didn't back down. It's my body, Andy. I'm allowed to make decisions about it. If you won't support me, I'll figure it out on my own. But you're making this a bigger issue than it has to be. I could feel my patience snap. You're damn right it's a big deal. You're asking me to pay for something I don't think you need. But no, you want to make it about me. If I loved you, if I supported you, I'd pay for the surgery. Well, here's the truth, Maggie. I'm not paying for you to chase attention from other guys. I'm not doing it. She looked at me like I'd just slapped her. So that's it? You won't support me? You won't help me feel better about myself, and you're just going to leave me to figure this out on my own? I didn't waver. It's your body, your choice, but it's my wallet, my choice. I'm not funding something that's about validation from others. If you're doing this for you, that's one thing. But if it's about impressing people, I can't support it. I'm not a cash machine for your insecurities. She stared at me, her anger softening into hurt. I can't believe this, she whispered. I thought you'd understand. I thought you'd want me to feel good about myself. I inhaled deeply, trying to stay composed. I want you to feel good about yourself, I said, but not if it cost us our relationship. You're not doing this for you. You're doing it for the attention of others. My voice dropped. And now I can't help but wonder if you're fully committed or just looking for a way out. She stormed off, slamming her bedroom door behind her. It felt like she was trying to change herself for everyone but me, and I couldn't be a part of that. Not now, not ever. So I went ahead and got the surgery. I even took out a loan to pay for it. I know I probably should have thought it through more carefully, but I truly believed it would be worth it. I wasn't asking Andy for money or anything. I figured I'd handle it myself. I had this vision of becoming a more confident, upgraded version of myself, and I thought everything would just fall into place. I imagined getting the attention I wanted, feeling amazing, and everything being fine. And Andy's reaction wasn't what I expected. I don't know why I thought it'd be like in the movies, where he'd be devastated, angry, or even beg me not to go through with it. Instead, he didn't do any of that. He just didn't care, not in the way I expected, at least. He wasn't upset or angry. He was detached, and somehow that felt so much worse. It was like I no longer mattered to him. His attitude was, all right, do what you want. And that's when it hit me. He wasn't going to fight for us. I remember standing there, desperately trying to explain why I felt I needed this. I told him it wasn't about him, that it was about me needing to feel like I had control over something in my life. But he didn't even blink. There was no drama, no yelling. He just looked at me, calm as ever, and said, "We're done." I froze, completely stunned. What do you even say to that? I kept trying to explain, to justify myself, but it felt like I was talking to a wall. He wasn't yelling or angry, he was simply finished. I didn't even get the chance to plead my case. It was like he had already made up his mind, and that was that. The thing is, I never thought he'd be so calm. I expected a bigger reaction, anything but this unshakable indifference. It wasn't just the end of our engagement. It felt like he had stopped caring about me entirely. So I left. But I wasn't upset. I was confused. I thought we'd at least talk things through, but he was already far past that point. And me? I couldn't make sense of it. Wasn't this supposed to make me feel powerful and confident? Instead, I just felt hollow. Fast forward 3 months, and now I'm standing in front of the mirror, regretting every single part of that decision. What on earth was I thinking? I wish I could stop thinking about myself, and that confidence I was chasing is nowhere to be found. The scars didn't heal like I imagined they would. Now I'm constantly paranoid about them. I'm always adjusting my clothes, hoping no one notices, but people do notice, and I hate it. The ironic part, I wanted all this attention. I thought I'd be walking into rooms and turning heads, and yet people do look. But now, every time someone does, I can't help but wonder what they're thinking. Are they judging me? Do they see the scars? Do they know I did this because I was chasing validation from strangers? It's like there's a constant battle inside me. I keep wondering how this will affect future relationships. What if they don't like my body? What if they think this decision was ridiculous? And then there's the intimacy issue. How am I supposed to feel sexy when I'm so self conscious about how I look? The thing I wanted so desperately is now the source of my biggest insecurities. I did all this to feel empowered, but instead, I'm stuck in this strange limbo where I feel worse about myself than ever. Where is that confident woman I thought I'd become? And I keep thinking about Andy. He was probably right about everything. I didn't want to hear it at the time, but he saw the truth before I did. I wish I could go back and listen to him. I wish I could undo this whole mess, but I can't. What's done is done, and now I have to live with the aftermath. I keep replaying how calmly Andy explained that he didn't want to be a part of my need for validation. And honestly, he was right. The surgery didn't give me anything meaningful. It didn't fix the problem. It just left me with scars and a mountain of self doubt. Now I can't help but question whether it was all worth it. Was any of this worth losing someone who genuinely cared about me? I don't know the answer. What I do know is that I wish I could turn back time and make a different choice. But I can't. Now I'm left trying to figure out how to live with this. The truth is, I don't feel any more validated than I did before. If anything, I feel more lost than ever. I didn't get the kind of attention I thought I wanted. Instead, I'm left with something I want to hide and a pile of regret. The worst part? I can't undo it. It's just me, my scars, and this emptiness that won't go away. That's the part nobody tells you about. You go through with something, convinced it'll fix everything, only to realize it doesn't. It just leaves you with the consequences, and they're never as pretty as the picture you had in your head.